So Michigan has a new Clean Slate Bill that will literally help hundreds of thousands of people get old criminal convictions off of their record.
Yes, so stay tuned to learn about this monumental legislation.
Ladies in law, ladies in law, ladies in law, ladies in law.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Make sure you like our video and subscribe to the Ladies in Law.
Yeah, you know that little heart and thumbs up at the bottom of your screen? Click it before you do anything else.
Right, because legal news like this is too hot to miss, and we're bringing it to you every Thursday at 3 p.m. I'm Rippy.
And I'm Shay.
And we're the Ladies in Law,
where we're ripping and shaking up all the legal information you know, need to know, and want to know.
From the tabloids to the courthouse to your own home.
Okay, so criminal convictions have a lot of collateral consequences. Like, you can't get a job with certain criminal convictions. You can't get help with student loans. And the list goes on and on. It really becomes problematic. Well, for Michiganders, there's really good news. Our Governor Gretchen Whitmer, has actually just signed in what's called the Clean Slate Bill. Now, what this bill does is it expunges a lot more criminal convictions than before. And it's a lot more, which we're gonna go into more detail.
Right.
But this, for example, expungement can be a little confusing.
Right.
And I think the name of the bill really helps, Clean Slate Bill. Expungement is a way legally to literally remove convictions from your criminal record. So for example, you may have a conviction on your record that prevents you from getting a certain job, or even applying for that job, or trying to get a house to rent or whatever. But under this new legislation, the Clean Slate Bill, it could get expunged, removed off your record a lot easier, and now you can apply for that job or that student loan or go get that house. It's really exciting.
So sometimes job applications will ask you, have you been convicted of a crime? And if you've gone through this expungement process and got the conviction removed from your record, you can actually say, no, I don't have a conviction. Now, if the question is, have you been arrested or charged with a crime? You have to be honest about that. And that's still going to be the case here, even if you get something cleared up off of your record.
That's true.
Yeah. So moving on to the specifics of this new Clean Slate Bill. So one of the landmark things that it does is there's an automatic record clearing provision.
It's really good.
So for certain misdemeanors and felonies, they'll automatically roll off your record after a certain time period. I mean, this is historic. This has never happened in Michigan. And actually, among all types of this legislation in the country, Michigan is the leader. We have the best automatic record clearing legislation.
Automatic.
Yay, Michigan.
Yeah.
So for this automatic record clearing law, for the misdemeanors that qualify, they'll automatically roll off your record 7 years after you've been sentenced. For felonies, it's 10 years after you've been sentenced, or 10 years after you've been released from incarceration. So whichever occurs last. And up to 2 felonies and up to 4 misdemeanors can automatically come off your record.
That's really good.
6 charges, that's a lot.
That is a lot. So for all of you that have been getting in trouble a little bit, this is good.
I mean, this has really changed some people's lives.
Oh, absolutely. I mean we have so many clients that this would help. Oh my gosh.
Some people are dealing with old convictions from like 20, 30 years ago that are still haunting them, and that they've served their time for, but are still constantly being penalized for.
Right, and they like to say, we've had people come to me like, I was young and dumb. And now this is decades later, and they're like, I'm not young and dumb anymore.
Yeah, it's like, Okay, so let me go through the crimes that are not eligible for this automatic expungement process. So all types of assaultive crimes, which is understandable. So assault, murder, kidnapping, rapes, armed robbery, terrorism.
Yep.
No. And serious misdemeanors that are similar to that. Now, crimes of dishonesty, so like white collar crimes, fraud, Unfortunately, those aren't eligible for automatic clearing because I think that goes to somebody's integrity. Like if a job is looking for someone, especially if you're handling money or sensitive records, they want to have people that they know that they can trust with that sensitive information.
That makes sense.
Crimes that are punishable by 10 or more years in prison. So these are usually more serious felonies. So those cannot be automatically removed. Crimes that involve a minor, a vulnerable adult, so like elder abuse.
Gotcha.
Injury, serious impairment, death, or human trafficking. So those are the ones it makes sense.
Those are all very reasonable. As defense attorneys, we would agree with that.
Now, this new automatic record clearing law, the state has 2 years to get this whole system in place, but they are working on it.
So this Clean Slate Bill also just really changes who's eligible to have their record cleaned. Expunged.
And from our experience, most people were not eligible. I mean, only a small number of people were able to even qualify for this whole record clearing expungement process.
Yeah, most people weren't. We always had to say, sorry, can't help you. Now we can do the opposite because a lot more people are eligible under it. Well, first of all, pretty much most traffic offenses are eligible. And that is amazing in Michigan and so important because in Michigan, you pick up traffic misdemeanors very easily. Driving while license suspended, misdemeanor. You know, and so the list goes on.
No insurance.
Misdemeanor, you know. So that's a really big one, I think, in particular for Michigan, how our laws already are set. Another really important thing is, well, if you watch a previous episode of ours and all that about marijuana here, it's recreational marijuana is now legal. So it only makes sense that there's a streamlined expungement process for people that had marijuana charges in the past.
Right.
That's huge and really, really important because I know we've had a lot of people be like, are you kidding me? I used to get in so much, have so much on my record for something that's
like one little blunt and it's like, oh my gosh. So now, as far as this marijuana process, the only marijuana convictions that are going to be going through the streamlined process are those that where if a person possessed that amount, it would be legal today. So if you had like a whole pound on you or something, no, you can't take advantage of this. Right.
Yeah.
So
in the past, if the facts showed that you would have been totally cool today, then yeah. But if not, sorry. Now, another really amazing thing that makes people more eligible is you can have up to 3 felonies and an unlimited number of misdemeanors. Now, there are some limitations, but before you could only have 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor. So now you got unlimited misdemeanors and 3 felonies. Huge. All of this is going to take into effect in about 6 months, right?
Around 6 months.
So coming up quickly.
Yes, this is huge. Now I'm going to go through the crimes that cannot ever be expunged or cleared from your record.
Automatic or if you go through the process.
Yeah. So felonies that carry a maximum punishment of life in prison, I mean, those are the most serious felonies that there are in Michigan because we don't have the death penalty. Attempts to commit these type of felonies that have a maximum punishment of life in prison, those cannot be cleared. Felony domestic violence. So domestic violence is typically a misdemeanor, but after you've gotten 2 of them, I think, is it 2 of them? It turns into a felony. So those type of felony domestic cases, domestic violent cases, cannot come off your record.
And the thing with DV cases, that's what we say for domestic violence short, is this first one, there's usually always a plea deal where you can get it off your record.
Right.
So the prosecutors in the state are saying, hey, we're letting you have another chance even after your first one. And then you do it a second time, and then you do it a third time.
Is like, how many chances do you need?
So we know that it may seem like, well, DV, like really you're gonna do that? But there are a lot of opportunities to not mess up.
So yeah, it's like a third strike. Okay, this is a felony. We've already given you 2 slaps on the wrist, and you don't deserve any more. Child abuse and rape, for obvious reasons, are not eligible for expungement. And DUIs, this is interesting because most of the traffic misdemeanors that people pick up, if it's not a driving while license suspended or insurance or something, it's a DUI.
A DUI.
Yeah, so I think this is more of a policy reason because judges hate DUIs. I mean, they feel like people create such a substantial danger to others on the road. There's a possibility that they could kill themselves or other people. So we know from our experience, a lot of judges will crack down hard, especially if you have a high blood alcohol content level.
I think also, Michigan is notoriously known about the DUI charges people get here and get so easily, and the punishment with it. Judges absolutely hate it. And I think it also isn't just policy, is how our insurance structure is in the state.
Okay.
Insurance companies, I'm sure, have lobbied to maintain DUIs not getting expunged. We pay the most amount of money in Michigan for car insurance. It's a no-fault state, and I'm sure that comes into play.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely does. So there's a lot of moving factors there.
Right.
A lot of people are going to be really upset about that one. And I
don't get DUIs.
yeah, I can understand.
Another type of traffic offense that cannot be expunged are any traffic offenses that cause substantial injury or death. So if you get into just an innocent car accident, but you happen to kill someone in the process, fortunately, it's not going to come off of your record if you're criminally charged for that.
That's true. Well, so we talked about automatic cleaning of your record, expungement, the legal term, and also people that maybe it's not automatic, but you can still be eligible. And then, of course, there's circumstances where no matter what, at this time, it's not going to change.
Right.
It's going to stay on your record. But for those of you that potentially either automatically or are eligible, oh my gosh, this is amazing in Michigan, and hopefully other states start adopting it.
And we as the ladies in law can help you all. We
Yes, we
handle
can.
expungement cases, so we can help you through the application, get your fingerprints, everything that you need to get together and represent you at the hearing and argue that you deserve to have this off of your record.
Yeah. Move on with your life and yay to that. So thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe so that you get all of the hottest legal news every week from the Ladies in Law.
That's another episode of Ladies in Law, not your average lawyers.
Ladies in law, ladies in law, ladies in law, ladies in law.